Howdy, it's Matt, and in this video is probably one of the most boringest of flights which I'm going to publish ever on YouTube. Now, I say boring, but on the flip side, this is exactly why I bought and exactly why I love the Mini Skywalker. It's such a great little FPV platform. So you'll see me on the screen. I'm just pottering around in the back right hand corner. I'm coming up to the top towards there's like a cottage house over there. I'm just following the wall along. Even though I've got a stabilizer on board, we're still getting chucked around by the wind quite a fair bit. You'll see me just wandering around in the sky. I really do need to turn the gains up a touch on the Mini Skywalker. And also this model is using an eSheen 1000 TVL camera. I'll put a link to it in the video description because for a tenner, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Now, obviously on a really dark, dingy day, it does struggle quite a bit. But with that said, the whole combination of the Mini Skywalker, the FPV camera, the stabilizer in there so I can just relax and enjoy the flight. For an FPV experience, spot on. And like I kind of was like joking at the beginning, saying this is probably going to be like one of the most boringest of flights which I've ever published on YouTube. But to be honest, I enjoyed it myself so much. I was able to fly around the vast majority of the area which we had available to us, and yeah, it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Oh, and by the way, this video is about 13-14 minutes long, and I only remembered, oh pants, I better turn the DVR recording on for Pat. Because Pat was curious about the battery lifetime. Now, I'd already been in the air for a good 3-4 minutes before remembering to turn in FPV on. And when I landed with a 1300 milliampere battery, I had something like 26% left in it. So yeah, about 15-20 minutes worth of flight time with a 1.3 battery. To be honest, I think that's pretty good, considering the video transmitter which I'm using, considering we're running FPV on it, and also that we've got a stabilizer on board which is making lots and lots of extra servo movements that you probably wouldn't be making normally, just to try and keep the platform still. Oh, and by the way, you'll notice the skyline's on a bit of a slant. Somebody, I don't know, you can guess who the culprit might be. Has mounted, with hot glue unfortunately, the camera on the front on a slight angle. I didn't notice till afterwards. So I'm in two minds, do I just take the camera off or do I just fly with it on a slant? And to be honest, I'm just going to leave it there. I'm just going to fly it with a slant. So yeah, I'm going to pop a little bit of background music on for this video. And this is the Mini Skywalker, and this is exactly why I love this little model. It's tiny. The only negative which I can say about, well, I can say two negatives about this model. Number one, you guessed it, it's the T-tail. Such a fragile combination on that T-tail because there's just no strength in it. But those two carbon fiber rods which I put on the back, and I'll put a little video up to like the overview of the build, a little link to it in the top right hand corner of your screen right now, and that little V which I made for the T-tail has just transformed the tail to something which is actually robust. The other negative which I can say is that there isn't a lot of room in the Mini Skywalker at all. It's pretty cramped in there. And also I noticed when I brought the model down, it was also rather toasty inside its main compartment. So one of the modifications post this flight is that I'm going to go and get the ESC and I'm going to mount it on the outside so there's lots and lots of airflow going over the top. Now, that's not because I'm ragging the nuts off the Mini Skywalker. That was never my purpose for this model. In short, it's just got no airflow inside, and the two holes on the very front are of course blocked up by the battery being there, and there's just no airflow in the center compartment, and so with it being like a 20-minute flight nigh on, is that it was rather toasty in there, and I think it's just really good sense to get that ESC out on the side of the main fuselage so that we can get plenty of air on top. Oh, and also just keep in the back of your mind that in my thrust test here, when I'm idling around, it's only pulling about 3 amps anyway, so we're not putting masses of current through the 18 amp Turnigy Plush ESC, but we are putting through enough current for a long enough period of time in a confined area which has very little airflow, that it is a bit of a concern to me. So I'm now going to, tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to go and mount that ESC round on the side of the fuselage just below the wing, so that we can get lots and lots of fresh air over it. So with that said, this is just me pottering around with the Mini Skywalker. This is exactly why I bought this model. Slow, steady, 100% enjoyable. So let's get that music on, and as always, from myself, Matt, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video, and cheerios!